Hey everybody, we are live. A Kylito Newt live stream here, showing off some Hot Wheels today. Um, Yesterday, watching one of Sub 4 RA's unboxing videos, kind of made me want to show off some of my Hot Wheels in my personal collection. Some that I've picked up over the years. Some of them that I have are actually really old, and I've had them ever since I was a kid. And some of them I've picked up in recent years, um, as recent as last week. So this should be pretty exciting. I also have a couple other things I'd like to talk about as well. So without further ado, let's get into it. Um, right now we're starting with these three in front of me. Obviously, these are the this is the Danica Patrick Chevy Impala stock car Hot Wheels, um, complete with the yellow lines on the rims here. Pretty cool. This was obviously made back when Danica was running in the Xfinity series. Pardon my dirty hands; they're stained from work. I work at a tire and lube shop uh, in in Walmart, so yeah. If you see my nasty, grubby looking fingers, that's why they're. I have washed them. They're just covered in, or they're kind of stained with grease and stuff that I've been dealing with over the past week. So, anywho, and then not really much to say about these. They're the same mold. They're the same mold. I got these actually around. I got these around the same time. Uh, Not long after I got this one. Um, I actually really like the mold, and for those of you who do custom die casts, this is a pretty cool. This one right here would actually be pretty good for customizing. I mean, obviously, you could still tell that it's Hot Wheels, but it's still a really nice casting. I wish they could have put more detail on it, but um, yeah. I mean, you get what you pay for. I mean, it's $1, so I'm not gonna complain too much about it. I mean, because honestly, I bought it because it's a NASCAR. I mean, it's a NASCAR car, and it has Danica Patrick. Her NASCAR career may not have been the best, but at least she gave it a shot. She tried her best. Um, I wish she would have developed her career a little bit better, though, especially when it came to stock cars. I think she was a decent IndyCar driver, though. Moving on. Higher education. Monster truck. This is a. I I picked this up. I don't know how old this thing is or anything. I just picked this up at a. I went to an antique store, and there's several Hot Wheels die casts laying around, a bunch of booths in there. I live in Oklahoma, and it's probably not as easy to find stuff uh, related to racing and stuff like it is in some other states, but I still find some pretty cool stuff. Um, but this is actually one that I found in an antique store, which I love going into, because I don't get to go into Goodwill a whole lot, so I never really see. And whenever I do, I never really see any die casts. This one is actually one that I bought a few years ago. I'm a Gravedigger fan when it comes to Monster Jam. The Dennis Anderson and Adam Anderson um, are obviously my favorite wheelmen behind the Gravedigger. Aside from that, I don't really know a whole lot about Monster Jam. I don't get to watch it all that much. I do know that I do know the driver of Maximum Destruction's name is Tom Mintz, and he's like insane. So yeah, I do like me some Monster Jam. I bought this at a weird time in my life. I had just kind of, after several years of not buying Hot Wheels a lot, I all of a sudden started just buying these little character cars back in like the early 2010s. And this is one of the ones that I picked up because I really like the Angry Birds game. And this one is, I'm not gonna lie, I like this one. The wheels are kind of jacked up on it, but it's pretty neat. Speaking of funny looking Hot Wheels, I bought this. I remember buying this as a kid. I thinking that this was the funniest thing, and I used to make my own. I used to like whenever I was younger. I used to play my own races, and I'd put numbers on different cars and have them racing against my older NASCARs that I used to have. Still have quite a few of them from my youth, but um, this is not really. Oh, actually, I do remember what it's called. It's called a Hyper Might. And I remember one of the reasons why I bought it was because it had the Flying Tiger paint scheme on it. If you don't know what Flying Tiger is, it's like one of the it's a, oh I think it's a World War II jet or a fighter plane that was piloted by the Air Force in World War II. So I'm not really that smart on history, so if I'm botching it, then I apologize. But that's the extent of my knowledge on that subject. Team Hot Wheels. I've put quite a few dollars into the Hot Wheels pocket over the years. Harambe. It's Darth Vader jamming out. NASCAR rocks. There's my little fish. Here's a pretty neat little car. Let's see, what is this? It's not anything. It's not anything special. It's just a orange. It's just a sporty looking random Hot Wheel. Like all it says is Malaysia on the bottom, so it's not a real. It's not modeled after a real car or anything. Pretty cool. I probably had that one for a while too. Now, if you want to talk to me about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I kind of know. I kind of know quite a bit about Ninja Turtles, but I'm not like a huge mega fan by any means. But I know I really like this monster truck because it's uh it's Raphael, the the red turtle. So I don't think they ever made any. As far as I know, I've never seen like the other Ninja Turtles incorporated into a monster truck other than Raphael. Um, I don't know if this is like a callback to the original or not. Um, where they all wore red, but um, if not, then this is definitely Raphael. So um, I don't know a lot about the history of this monster truck and Monster Jam or anything, but I thought it was pretty cool to add that to my collection. Here's the A-Team van. I This is one of the ones that I probably feel like I should have left in the package, but what fun is that? I mean, come on. It's it's the A-Team van. It's I remember whenever I first discovered the A-Team, I uh I discovered it back in 2010 and I fell in love with the show. I really kind of want to go back and watch it again. As far as I know, it was still on Netflix, but anyway, fun show to watch. Truck Ski. This is one that I probably could have sent into Rhino's Sub 4RA's truck series that he's wanting to get going. I However, I decided to hold on to that one. This is a pretty interesting one right here. The doesn't roll very well. This is the Hot Wheel that started it all. My love for the '63 Corvette Stingray. Unfortunately, my the paint on it is kind of worn, but I actually traded this with a neighbor. One of my neighbors whenever I was a kid. Oh, had to been over 10 years ago whenever I got this, but yeah, I love the 1963 Corvette Stingray. It's probably one of my favorite cars of all time, and I just like the way this looks. It's beautiful, beautiful car. I can imagine myself driving one down the highway. Here's an older one. I think I actually have two of these now. I'm pretty sure I do. I'm pretty sure I have two of these now. The Batmobile. It's a hard nose. I remember I remember buying this whenever I was younger. Like I said, a lot of these are from my childhood. So Batmobile is always a staple of any collector's collection. This one's pretty freaking sweet. I like the little stereo system on the back. subwoofers and everything. Makes it look like a not something I would drive down the street by any means, but of course I don't think this thing would be street legal. I mean, look, there's not even a rear windshield. So yeah, this wouldn't be street legal. You'd get pulled over really fast if you drove something like that on the street. But it is an awesome looking car nonetheless. Not much to say about this. It's Dodge Charger. I am sure that this is a real car. This is a Camaro. Number 4. Crossover setup. Well, I was gonna try to turn it over. I should have did that before I started streaming, but oh well. So there's the Camaro. Here's a rally car. I actually got these probably less than maybe a little more than a year ago. It wasn't long after. It was back in 2017 when I got these. I just found these at another antique store. Pretty sweet. And what do we got here? Pretty sporty looking little car right here. And pushing that out of the way with the black Volkswagen Beetle. Speaking of the Volkswagen Beetle, there's a new 2019 Hot Wheel that just came out recently, and it was a Volkswagen Beetle pickup. It's like light. It's like kind of like a baby blue color, and it's a Volkswagen Beetle with a pickup bed. So I should have picked that up today. I kind of regret it because that would have been pretty neat to show off in the video, but I'm not going to let a little buyer's remorse get in my way of getting this video done. Let's see what we got. Now this black Beetle and this white car, I basically just bought these because it had the Circle Trucker. It was a 3-pack, a cheap 3-pack at Walmart. Had the Circle Trucker in it. I wanted a truck that I could make my own and send in for Rhino's truck series. So this is actually what I bought whenever I bought that 3-pack. These two Hot Wheels right here. So I bought these fairly recently. This is one of a few Avengers cars that I've had. I've had this for maybe 3 or 4 years now. I think it was whenever Age of Ultron came out or whatever, and they had all these Avengers themed Hot Wheels, and I love the Avengers. The Avengers, the Marvel Cinematic Universe is a great lineup of movies, and I love it. Here is a late model. I'm so used to the way that NASCAR does their top numbers. It kind of looks like it's 99, but when you look at the side, it's number 66. So yeah, that's a little that throws me off every time. I have to look at the side to know that it's a 66 and not a 99. I am this is one of the Bill Elliott Mac McDonald's collector's cars from the 90s that I got whenever I was younger. We actually kept these out in storage, and I remember opening them a couple times, but putting them back in the box. And we left them out in storage for a long time, and the packaging eventually got ruined, so we had to take the cars out. And this one actually looks okay, the Mustang. This is probably the best looking one of the ones that I still have. The other ones are missing pieces. This one's actually not that badly scratched either. It's actually in decent shape. Yeah, like I said, this is probably the best looking one that I have out of that set. Because I had like two plain McDonald's, and then like 4 or 5 Mac Tonights. I have one. I'll get to those. I'll get to the rest of those here in a minute. This is. I don't know why I bought this. This is just. It's crazy looking. Yeah, sometimes I buy the most random looking cars. Sometimes I don't know. You're gonna see a lot of these Dodge Chargers in this video for sure. Whenever I was younger, I liked the way that Dodge's vehicles looked. Now that I've worked on them a few times, working out there where I work, out in the tire and lube shop at Walmart, they're not that fun to work on, but they still look cool, so I will give them that. Falcon. Ford Mustang. Not sure why I bought this, but it's pretty cool. It's a Mustang. This is actually a Matchbox. I picked this up because I kind of expected the wheels to be able to, like, I thought whenever I bought this that the wheels were going to come down and that you could drive them, but I found out shortly after I opened it that the wheels are on the bottom here, so I was a little disappointed whenever I bought this. I felt a little cheated, but you get what you pay for. Excuse me. Here's a Camaro. Might be a Camaro Drifter or something like that. It's number 6. Still rolls decently. I'm running out of room up here on my desk. And here's taking a break from Hot Wheels for just a second. Tony Stewart Shrek 2 car. Like I said, there's going to be some other things in this video that I wanted to talk about today, and I will get to those. I might break off from Hot Wheels like every so often and talk about a couple other things that I have here. Here's one of those. There's that regular McDonald's Bill Elliott truck. Let's see what years. It's Racing Champions. It's a 1940 Ford. I'm sure back in the day.
Yeah, Mark Ruffalo. Ah!
There's the sorry about that. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I'm not very good at these live stream things yet. I'm gonna go ahead and put these two right here. These are the exact same car, but they're I really like the kind of hot cinnamon vibe that I'm getting from these paint schemes. It just kind of looks like a hot cinnamon. I don't like eating hot cinnamon candy or anything, but it's kind of what this reminds me of. It's hot cinnamon candy. Red line wheels just make this. I just love the paint schemes. These yeah, and you see some of these NASCARs here in the background. I'm going to be looking at those two as well here before too long. Let's see if I can put that up there for now. This one's actually one that I got recently. I had one of these as a kid. Really liked it because ever since I was a kid, I've always been really big into dinosaurs and Stegosaurus. This is a Stegosaurus basically on a car, and Stegosaurus has been one of my favorite dinosaurs forever. But yeah, this is the Speedosaurus. And whenever I saw this sitting around, I had to pick it up and get it because I don't know what happened to my original one from whenever I was a kid. I must have got lost when we moved or whatever, because I moved several times when I was a kid. But I'm really glad that I was able to put that back into my collection. In recent years, I've been anyone who knows their NASCAR history knows about a certain number 28 Texaco Havoline Ford. And I've never been a big Ford fan, but I did like that car. What does that have to do with this? Well, it's a number 28, and it's a Ford. It just kind of looks like something that Elsa would drive, from Frozen. I really like this though. It's a neat little car. I think Elsa would be making a few laps in this thing, and probably doing some drifting and donuts and all sorts of weird awesome stuff in that. While we're on the subject of number 28, I really like these Cars characters. I had to get these Nitroade. That, I mean, they're not like a blatant throwback to, or they're not like a blatant like call out to the Texaco Haviland car, but it reminds me a lot of them. Aiken Axler and Tim Treadless. Yes, I actually remembered the names from whenever I opened them in the packages. I really like. I like the Cars movies, even number two, despite the what some of the critics say about it. I just really like these. I really like these number 28 cars, and I was happy that they made a next generation diecast of what Nitroade looked like whenever the new cars came in from Cars 3. So that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, Mark Ruffalo.
And Mark Ruffalo, shut up. Chevy Citation. I like what this one's got going for it right now. It's pretty. Got me. Let's see what is it? I'll say here. Speeding, hit and run, failure to signal, broken headlight, sighted again, number 50. I saw this and I just had to get it. This car's just got so much character. It's like I'm a rule breaker, and I'm really sassy about it. I just love it. Speaking of demolition derbies, some of you guys are probably. They don't look like. I'm gonna be honest. These don't look too bad for the condition they're in. I mean, they should be. They should still be in boxes, and they should still be better off than what they were, or better off than what they are now. But I'm not gonna lie. I'm not. They could be a lot worse. This one actually doesn't look too bad either. Axles are kind of bent, but other than that, it's not too bad. So I can kind of cut myself a little slack. I think I had a couple of other ones. I know I had another red one, and it looked pretty bad. I think it was missing one of its wheels. So yeah, any of you like really hardcore diecast collectors, please forgive me. Whenever I was younger, I did not make very good decisions. Obviously. I don't know what to say about this one. I remember buying it. I just bought it because it looks cool. If this was real, I would love to have it. I would love to have one of these in real life. This just looks like it'd be so much fun to drive. kind of looks like a fantasy version of those Polaris 4x4 little vehicles you can drive around. Try to push some of these back. I still have quite a few Hot Wheels to go, guys. Here's one of my Honda City turbos and one of my head starters. If you go back to one of Rhino's first videos or first tournaments, I actually participated in it, and I sent in the green head starter and white Honda City Turbo, and they both did actually decent. They both did pretty decent in the tournament. I think the Honda City Turbo actually got got further. Almost made it to the finals. I've had this one for a few years. I recently opened it, so the wheels are still pretty good on it. Still got a nice looking little paint scheme. Paint scheme isn't like scratched or anything. The wheels are still look great. This is a, what is this? It's a, some of these, they used to put like the they used to put like what the year, make, and model, assuming that this is real. It looks like a real car though. Looks like a real car to me. Ford Mustang, 1968 Mustang. It's a tuned. I know the tuned series has its fans and those who don't like them, but I happen to be a fan of the tuned series in Hot Wheels. First of a few of these as well. I only have one of these, I think. I wanted to buy. There was a blue version of the Mustang, and I wanted to buy it. I don't remember if I did. If I did, it's in here. But if not, then I don't have it. But this is probably the best looking one of the tuned Dodge Daytonas that I have. Let's see if I have any on top of anything right now. No, I don't. I'll have to dig around for some more. Here's my other white Honda City Turbo. Yeah, I went and bought like, after that tournament, I went and bought like 2 of these, 2 more, and then I seen the black one that came out with a black one, and I had to get 2 of those as well. I have another black one, and I'm trying to find. Oh, here it is. All 3 variants of the head starter. Here's one that I could have sent into the Indy 500 race that Rhino hosted last year. Actually hosted it around the time of the actual Indy 500, if I remember correctly. And I had this one back then, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I did. But I think my drawback was it didn't have a number on it. And even though I kind of altered see, this is one of the ones that I actually did send in. I kind of altered it and made and wrote on it with a Sharpie, made this into a 93 instead of a 33. So I did end up sending one of those. This is a nice looking Indy car as well. I like this scheme. LT Gray. I need to find another one of these and send it, and maybe keep it in the package and send this to Rhino for King of the Misfit. Yeah, you know who Rhino is? Go check out Sub4RA YouTube channel. I don't see anybody in the chat or anything, or anybody watching, but so those of you who find this video after, go check out Sub4RA. I will either put it in the comments or edit the description after I'm done with the video, and I'll send you Rhino's way. He's really good at what he does. He's a pro at this live stream stuff. He makes it really entertaining. Hopefully, seeing all these cars is entertaining enough for you guys. I'm doing the best I can. I'm not used to doing these videos, but here's a pretty sweet looking. I'm not really sure. Whenever I look at this, it kind of looks like a Daytona prototype. It was made in 1983, so if it's a Daytona prototype, if that even existed back then, I'm not really sure, to be quite honest. But it's a neat. I love these. I love the Hot Wheels number 1 paint cars that they put out. They're usually Chevys, and I am a Chevy guy. I know it doesn't kind of doesn't look like it because of all the Mopars that I have, but I'm a Chevy guy, but I do like other cars too. So why did I buy this? Why did I buy this? It's a Ford Shelby. It must have been in a 5-pack or something. That's all I can think of. I mean, I do like the color on it and everything, but I guess the Ford Shelbys are pretty good little cars. I don't know a whole lot about them, but I know they're fast. So I won't say too much about that. I remember buying this. I bought this like back whenever I first became a fan of Transformers. I really got into it in 2012, and I was like, man, this would make a great Autobot. For those who are Transformers fans, I was like, this would look good as a vehicle mode for Ironhide. I bought a green one too. It looked just like that. And I was like, that could be Cup. But I don't know what happened to the green one. I lost it. Which is okay, because I like that red one better. But I am a little bummed that I lost the green one. But it is what it is. This one's awesome. I love this. This is one of my favorite. I could have sent this in for the truck series, but I like this one too much. Oh. Speaking of, I know some of these are Matchbox, some of these are Racing Champions. Speaking of Racing Champions, and speaking of this channel, I've chosen this as my channel mascot. You've probably seen this in my profile picture. This car is just awesome. It just screams me. You know, I like Mario, Super Mario. I like the number 28. It's a blue and red car. I mean, Mario Kart 64. You just can't beat this. Hey, Ross. My brother's a butthead. He comes over here and twists his head around sometimes. He thinks it's funny. I don't think it's very funny, but... Another Batmobile. No, 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 Batman. Batman. No, 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 no. Another Batman. Another Batman. Christian Bale. Where is she? Oh, look here. Another Dodge Charger. Beautiful paint scheme on this one. I still don't quite like it as much as the red cinnamon one, though. The red cinnamon Chargers over here. I remember buying this one. This one's sick. I love this thing. Oh, if you like this one, then you will love this one. Day race, night race. Day race, night race. If those were NASCAR stock cars, and here's another one I bought out of random. I think I bought it around Easter last year. It was one of the Easter promotional cars. I just have this weird taste for these shorter cars. I just love them. I actually drive a shorter car. I drive a 2017 Chevy Spark. Bleh. 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 This one, I knew I was going to regret opening it, but I like this. I saw this. It was a Mopar special that Hot Wheels did recently. I had to pick this one up. I love seeing I love Mopar on Dodge vehicles. Just seeing paint schemes of any kind on a Mopar. I just love it. Here's that stock car. The Dodge stock car, number 44. I don't have a Hot Wheels track. I don't know if this thing would roll very good or not. Okay, it's already focused on the camera right now. So, I'm just going to go ahead and show it off. So, I'm just going to go ahead and show it off. So, I'm just going to go ahead and show it off. So, I'm just going to go ahead and show it off. So, I'm just going to go ahead and show it off. So, I'm just going to go ahead and show it off. So, I'm just going to go ahead and show it off. So, I'm just going to go ahead and show it off. So, I'm just going to go ahead and show it off. So, I'm just going to go ahead and show it off. So, I'm just going to go ahead and show it off. So, I'm just going to go ahead and show it off. So, I'm just going to go ahead and show it off. So, I'm just going to go ahead and show it off. So, I'm just going to go ahead and show it off. So, I'm just going to go ahead and show it off. So, I'm just going to go ahead and show it off. So, I'm just going to go ahead and show it off. So, I'm just going to go ahead and show it off. So, I'm just going to go ahead and show it off. So, I'm just going to go ahead and show it off. So, I'm just going to go ahead and show it off. So, I'm just going to go ahead guys, I got to meet Casey Kane recently. Um, January 18th. I live I live not far away from Tulsa, Oklahoma, where they hold Chili Bowl every year. And I took a few items up there with me to get autographed by Casey. Casey is a really cool dude, by the way. I'm really sad that he's not in NASCAR anymore, but I'm I'm glad that he's doing what's best for and everything. Yeah, in case you missed it, like Casey had like problems with overheating in the car. Um, and he had to exit the car early in this 11 races early. He didn't know that he wasn't going to get to come back, but like the race, it was the second to last race before the playoffs started, and he had to, at the end of the race, he had to be hospitalized a little bit. But yeah, Casey signed. See another Mopar. And I did a NASCAR video a long time ago. This is the big ticket item that I wanted him to sign. And yeah, when you watch my NASCAR video, you'll notice that I like Great Clips. Great Clips was a longtime sponsor of Casey Kane ever since 2003. And Casey actually won his first NASCAR race with Great Clips as a sponsor. So when he won that race at Bristol, which is one of my favorite tracks, I've always wanted to see Casey Kane win at Bristol. I didn't get to like go watch him win, but he won at Bristol, so that was awesome. And he beat my second favorite driver, Kyle Busch. So seeing my guys finish 1-2. That's not all I got. That's not all I got done at the Chili Bowl either. I'll show off a couple more things from the Chili Bowl that I got here pretty shortly. Meow. You know, I actually bought this the other day. Maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. And I bought this. I mean, I like the way the car looks. It's pretty cool. Skull Shaker. But the real reason I bought this was because this guy looked like Nigel Thornberry. Smashing! See the resemblance? Kinda. Maybe. Not as much as I thought, but at first, but I thought it was funny. Rocket Raccoon. One of my favorite Marvel characters. I just love the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. Iron Man, Guardians of the Galaxy. Those are my favorite guys. Duplicate. This is probably, I think this is the one that I've had since I was a kid. See, where's that other one? It's probably buried in, yeah, it's buried over here underneath some other cars. Another Batmobile. Probably shouldn't have opened these Batmobiles, but oh well. You only live once, right? Yellow Corvette. Yellow Corvette. This car just cracked me up. I had to get this. I wish I would have found the hamburger one. There's one they have right now. It's a black car, and it's called the Toaster or something. It's a little black car, and it kind of looks like it's got two little plastic toast pieces coming out of it, and they move like they're moving parts, so it's really funny. You've probably seen it by now. My other black Honda City Turbo. The Snail, the One, the Indy 500. That was a good movie. I don't care what anybody says. Turbo. Awesome. Oh, shoot. I remember when I had my Xbox One, I had I got Forza Horizon 3, and the Dodge Charger that they had in the game, you could get this paint scheme. I had this paint scheme on one, and then I had another one that had a Stormtrooper Star Wars paint scheme. I've seen one of those in real life, actually. They're custom. They're not like an actual stock paint scheme that they did, but you can get them custom made to look like that, and it's pretty sweet. Another Batmobile of sorts. This one's a little strange. I'm not the hero Batman needs. No. I'm not the hero Gotham deserves. No. I always get that quote messed up. I'm not the hero Gotham needs. I'm the hero Gotham deserves. That's right. That's how you do it. This is a red line. I didn't notice that whenever I first bought this, but yeah. I'm a sucker for these smaller cars. I even got some micro machines. Well, they're not micro machines, but they're, the Hot Wheels Minis. I have a few more of those. Black and red Mustang. Set that on top of the A-Team van. I have no idea what this is. Shredster. It's a Shredster. Remember the Acceleracers? This is my orange Shredster. I remember buying this and move the wheels and the grinding pieces work here. I've had this thing since the early 2000s. Back when the Acceleracers was a thing and they made the little Hot Wheels movies. The DeLorean, complete with flux capacitor. Marty, we gotta go back to the future. Great Scott. It's me, Mario. I need to I've had several chances to get the Luigi one. I want to get it. I just don't. Every time I see it, I just don't feel like buying it. If that makes any sense. I love these. I love Dodge Charger Daytona. Thank you, cars, for making me love this. I know the King was a 1970 Plymouth Superbird, but I mean, there are differences between the Charger Daytona and the Superbird, but for one, the Charger Daytona came first, but there's a couple other differences. B-Man, the Hummer. This one has seen better days. No way, 1991. This thing's as old as me. Okay, that's pretty freaking. Big fan of Jurassic Park. It's another franchise I've only recently got into. As recently as 2015, I watched Jurassic World, and then I went back and watched all the Jurassic Park movies. I like Jurassic World 2. It was a good movie. Good in its own right, anyway. I mean, it wasn't great by any means, but I enjoyed it. Indy 500 pace car. This right here should make you guys mad right here. Of course, no, not really. I mean, now that I think about it, because a lot of people I see a lot of people put write numbers on their Hot Wheels with the Sharpie. So I guess maybe it's not that anger inducing. This, however, that's a mess. It's a Toyota Supra. Saw that little purple go-kart I had? This is my first one. Didn't take very good care of it either. Set it over here. And then I have one more. I'll go ahead and get it out. My little green go-kart. Kind of reminds me of Danica Patrick's GoDaddy car. This is the only one that doesn't have a number on it. The blue number 3, purple number 6, and this green one. Iron Man. Can't go wrong with Iron Man. I used to have a Captain America one. And it looked pretty sweet, but I don't know what happened to it. This is Rhino. If you watch this video, you will recognize this one. I told you I had one. And here it is. I still have it. The top secret Nissan. Nissan 350Z. Oh, I forgot I had this one. That's a slick paint scheme on a 2015 Charger. Yes, you don't even have to ask. I do like the Jaws movies, even though the first one's probably the only really good one. Jaws 2 was okay as well. I kind of want to watch The Meg. I'm not too crazy about convertibles, to be honest. It's a Corvette. Mopar! This one's seen better days too. It might be... could qualify for King of the Misfit, though. I've been able to keep this one in pretty decent shape. I've had this one... I remember when I got it, it was like April of 2009. It's a nice one. Another truck. Dodge Neon Hard Nose. I used to have more of these, but the other two I had, I had two Mopar ones. They both got trashed. I had a red one that had like a pit bull on it. It got trashed. This one is probably the best looking one I have left. So I'm gonna have to go track down some hard nose Dodge Neons. I like these. I know they have their haters and I know they have their fans. I'm one of the people that like these. Another Corvette. Is this a Stingray too? Yes, it is. It's a Corvette Stingray. Doesn't say what year it's supposed to be, but I know it's not a 63. I think it was maybe a few years later. Little man in a little car. How could you hope to win the Indy 500? Not much to say about this. I've had this one for a long time too. Some of these, at one point or another, my phone let me know I have 15% left on my battery, so we're not doing too bad. This phone's got a pretty good battery. I know this one used to belong to my brother. My brother is a Party Blazer on my NOS YouTube team on Sub4RA's channel. One of the smaller Hot Wheels. I kind of saved a tiny twin mill too. It's a twin mills. Rhino, you will probably recognize a couple of these too. Just they weren't as dusty as this one. Little black Camaro. Yeah, you can guess where my love for the Camaro came from. Transformers. Ooh, another obscure little car. We're getting to the pretty close to the end, at least of my little box here. I've got a few left in here. Dodge Charger, or nope, I'm being dumb. It's a Dodge Challenger. See, Dodge Challenger. This one may be one of the ones I inherited from my brother too. I can't remember. I say inherited like he's my older brother. I'm actually the oldest of my 4 siblings. Radio Flyer. I actually have one of these. I have one of these in a package I recently bought. I'm keeping it in the package because I've had this one for so long. I want to keep this one. I've always liked the Radio Flyer, the little Radio Flyer Hot Wheel. No special reason why I saved this one for as long as I did. I just didn't grab it. Just a yellow Viper. Not to take away from the awesomeness that is the Viper, because I'm sure, because those Vipers are pretty cool. Look like they're pretty cool to drive, but nothing really special about that one. And no particular reason why this one was so late either. It's just I do like the fact that it's a red line. I didn't realize the significance of that when I bought this, but pretty cool. I bought this while Clint Boyer was still driving the 5-Hour Energy, and this kind of reminded me of his 5-Hour Energy car, the number 15, even though it was a Toyota Camry for Michael Waltrip, but I kind of thought this was cool. Little did I know he would end up driving a number 14 Ford Mustang. I don't know. My reason for buying for buying that one is pretty dumb. I'm not gonna lie. Now this one was originally my brother's, but he gave it to me. Now, yeah, that one's not like significant to me either, but this one I've had since I was a wee little boy. I have somehow managed to hang on to this one. What used to be a police car, it's almost completely black now. I mean, you can still tell it's a police car, but dadgum, this thing is old. It was made in the 1970s. And I'm glad I still have this, because it's one of the few things from my early childhood that I have left. So, very sweet. This is very nostalgic for me. So, yeah, That's pretty much all my loose Hot Wheels that I have. I used to have a whole lot. I used to have a whole lot more than this. So I'm gonna start putting these back, moving them out of the way real quick. This is one that I picked up recently. I want to get this video over with. I picked this. I bought this recently. It's Eric Jones's 2018 Daytona July win, first win of his Cup career. I chose Eric Jones as my new driver. I'm already a big fan of Kyle Busch, his teammate, and mentor of sorts whenever he drove for Kyle Busch's truck team. So I've been a supporter of Eric Jones for a long time, and I'm glad to see him get his first win. I hope he wins more races in 2019. Speaking of Eric, and my second favorite driver for this season. He's been my second favorite driver for a long time, Kyle Busch. Thank you, Ryan Blaney, for bringing back the 12 full time. This is his second year, I believe. Yep, second year driving the 12 car. So great to have that back. Ryan Blaney is my third favorite. Bubba Wallace, not one of my favorites, but I do like seeing the 43 come back as a Camaro. Wasn't a big fan of Eric Almirola driving the 43. Didn't really like the fact that the 43 was a Ford. I like the 43 better as a Dodge, but I'll take Chevy. I couldn't find the regular one, but I saw that I had to pick this up. It's the chrome finish of Eric Jones's Craftsman car. He'll be running. My battery's letting me know. He'll be running this paint scheme again this year. Just not that pretty. And here is the 95 Casey Kane. Wasn't really a major paint scheme or anything. It was just a Bumblebee. And is this one was pretty cool. Rico Abreu. He is a sprint car driver. He actually ran Truck Series in 2016. Yeah, 2016. He won the Chili Bowl 2 years in a row, 2015 and 16, and then he got the Truck Series ride for Thor Sport. Now Christopher Bell has won the Chili Bowl the last 3 years. He just barely beat Kyle Larson. So I'm looking forward to Christopher Bell moving up to Cup. I like how Rico made his number 24 look like Jeff Gordon's. And my battery is about to die, I think, so I'm going to cut this video short. I've already showed you guys all I really wanted to show you. Here's a Tony Stewart sprint car. And another of my Casey Kane ones. I didn't have that one autographed. Oh, and here's some lug nuts from Joe Gibbs Racing from back in like 2012 or 11. I wish I would have gone to the Chili Bowl that Saturday night, but I did go Friday night, and I did get to see a little bit of. I did get to see Casey Kane race, but I did go get this shirt, Kyle Larson, and I did get this one, Christopher Bell. Christopher Bell autographed. I actually talked to Christopher Bell briefly, very briefly. Christopher Bell's pretty cool. He's a Oklahoma native from Norman, Oklahoma. See, Norman, Oklahoma. And he is a 3-time Chili Bowl winner now. He was only a 2-time whenever I went on January 18th. But the next night they ran the main event, and he won, beating Kyle Larson on the very last lap. Kyle Larson dominated the main event, and only to lose to Christopher Bell. So yeah, I had a really great time at the Chili Bowl. Got to meet Casey Kane finally, after so long of wanting to meet him. Here's a shot of the car that I'm going to send to the YouTube Cup. The car that I sent doesn't look like it's going to be very fast. Yeah, I know. Low battery. So I'm probably going to send that. Well, that's pretty much it. I better sign off before my phone dies. So, see you guys later. Before I go, I forgot. I wanted to show off these. Can't believe I forgot to show these. These are going to be added to this bin. Well, see you guys next.